Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I'm talking to my colleague Ella. Hi Ella, how are you doing?
Hi.
Good stuff. Actually, I interviewed Ella a couple of weeks ago, but we're having the joys of bad internet connection back then, so we've decided to redo it today. So hopefully we get a bit of a clearer image. Ella, thank you so much for taking the time to be with me. I've got
Okay,
some
thanks for
questions.
having me.
Yeah, no, you're welcome. I've got some questions I'm going to ask you. You're the last one. I think I said that about somebody else a little while ago, but as I said, internet's gone a bit crazy. So first of all, I'm going to ask you about what job you do and what you enjoy. So we want to know about your job title, what it is, and
Mhm.
what you enjoy about it.
Okay, so I'm an events apprentice. So I'm currently doing my level 3 events assistant qualification whilst also working at UCM. And what do I enjoy about it? I really love that it's so creative. I love like being able to like use that part of my mind. I love that like every day is different. There's so much variety, and that is really exciting. Sorry, my dog's start barking in the background if you can hear that. And I also really love just like that even though it's not like a stereotypical school environment, I'm still learning so much every day, and yeah, I really enjoy that.
And you work with my colleague Jen, don't you? Jen Bull, and she's
Gen Bull,
that Jen Bull, isn't she wonderful?
Gen Bull.
So you work alongside her and Susan, don't you, in the team working?
Yeah.
Good. What events have you done so far with her? I know it's a little bit unusual at the moment because we're in lockdown sort of still, but you did some events before all this kicked off, didn't you?
Yes, so I've helped at Twilight at the Museums, which is a well, late, sort of like 4:30 to 7:30 family orientated event where children and families can come around the museum with their torches and the lights are lowered and just have some fun basically. And oh, what else? I feel like I haven't been at work for such a long time. Um, we also hosted the UCM forum, which that's when I was still quite new, wasn't it? But that's essentially just like there were some presentations and some like workshops and like a little marketplace, and it was really cool. And then after that, we also had our Christmas um, shindig. Is that the
That
right
was
word?
fun, wasn't
I've committed to it now.
it?
Um, and yeah, so I was involved with that, and that was hosted at the Museum of Archaeology and Anthropology, and that was really fun. So
Yeah, it was nice.
I can't remember now. I
I think that sounds about right. Yeah,
can't remember life before I wasn't at home.
yeah, yeah. Come you either. Um, okay, so next question: have you always wanted to work in a museum?
No, definitely. It didn't even cross my mind. When I applied for my position that I'm in now, I was more attracted to the events side of it, and the museum was just kind of like an added bonus. But now that I've had a chance to work in the museums, it's definitely opened my eyes to it because I had been to museums sort of like on school trips and stuff, but I hadn't been. The only museum that I'd been to in Cambridge was the Fitzwilliam Museum. So I hadn't even been to the others. I didn't even know they existed. And even when I've been on like training and stuff, so I got to do a training session at the V&A Museum in London, and that was really because I'd never been there before either.
That's a good one.
And we also had the Share conference, didn't we? Where you went to the is it Hitchin Museum?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was
North Hearts
North Park
Museum.
Museum. That was really like exciting to go to. So yeah, no, I'm glad that I am now.
Good, excellent. Um, I want to understand a little bit about your educational pathway. So, what education did you go through before you got to where you are now?
So I did my GCSEs. Um, I I done sort of. I didn't do as well as I wanted to, but it was like passes, so I was happy with that. Um, and then I went on to do A levels. So I done. In the end, I ended up doing history, health and social BTEC, and sociology. And then I also, it was the same story really. I didn't do as well as I wanted to, but I passed. But luckily, I was considering university at the time, and I had an unconditional offer, so it didn't matter too much. So I was going to go to the University of Lincoln to study sociology. But after I'd finished school, I really was getting a bit cold feet about it, and I was like, is this what I want to do? The job prospects from sociology wasn't really anything that I wanted to go into. And I think the main reason that I was doing it was because my sixth form was very university focused. So I kind of went along with the whole charade of, now you have to do your personal statement, now you have to apply to UCAS, now you have to apply for your various loans. So I just went along with it. And when I had some space and thought about it, I knew it wasn't really what I wanted to do. So I looked into some other things, what I could do, and luckily I stumbled upon this, and I haven't looked back.
Good, excellent. And that's good. I had a similar situation where actually it was a bit different for yours. My A levels did not go according to plan whatsoever, and I ended up going through clearing. I did choose the university route. However, if this type of apprenticeship had been available when I was your age, I think I probably would have gone through a very different route. But
yeah, no, I'm so glad that was available.
Yeah. Good stuff. Next question is, what experience of work did you have before this job? And I mean everything, you know, your first paid job to now.
So my first paid job was, I worked in a tea room. And how old was I? I must have been about, I think I was 15, turning 16. So yeah, that was okay. I didn't love it, but it was a good little Saturday job. I think I was getting paid like £3.50 an hour or something when I was under 16. But that was really good to build my like communication skills and interacting with other people, interacting with people who were like different ages to me. And yeah, it was definitely a good thing. And then I got a job at Tesco. So I was working on F&F, and I hated my hours because I used to work 1 p.m. till 10 at night on a Saturday. So I hated that, but it was definitely worth it because, again, you need to do stuff like that to build up your confidence with talking to other people and your customer service skills. And it's definitely those transferable skills that I still use now, because I would definitely recommend. It's so important. And then I left that job because as I said, I hated working Saturdays, and I got a job at a physiotherapy clinic on reception. And I loved that job because it was just 4 hours a week on a Thursday, and I was doing my A-levels at the same time as well, so it was great to have that bit of extra free time to like revise and stuff. But yeah, I loved that, and that was great as well because that was a lot of dealing with loads of different types of people, and I learned skills about like how to properly talk on the phone, because before that, I mean, I'd always get my mum to speak on the phone for me. I mean, I'd make her book my hair appointments, my doctor's appointments, but now I'd happily speak on the phone to anyone. But I had like a weird thing about it. But yeah, no, that was definitely really important. But I recommend just being in customer service facing roles because you gain skills for life. So
I agree. I think customer service skills are vitally important. Some of the best customer service people I've ever worked with in museums have started in supermarkets and things.
Definitely. And I mean, I know people, like friends and stuff, who have been so quiet and wouldn't talk to anybody. And as soon as they got a job, you could see such a clear change in them.
Yeah.
And I think it like builds confidence in like real life as well as work.
I don't blame you about those hours though. 1 till 10 on a Saturday. Woo! Goodness.
I hated it so much. And obviously no one would swap with me. So
I bet I wouldn't. Excellent. Okay, so next question is, what are the most important skills and attributes that you need to do your current job?
So I'd say the most important one, this I think feeds on from what I've already mentioned about customer service, is being friendly and approachable. I feel like people do call it a soft skill, but it's definitely not, because it's I use it every single day. It's like so important, because especially in my role, like I'm always meeting new people if we're going to like different museums, or even when we've been in lockdown, like having virtual meetings. Like it's so important to be able to hold a conversation and like be polite, and yeah, I can't strain enough how important it is.
I agree. Yeah, I'm with you.
What else? I'd also definitely say organisation, because it's so important. And I've reminded myself as well during lockdown, because I've definitely sometimes let it slip, where you've just been at home and suddenly everything's piling up on top of you and you feel really overwhelmed. So I definitely say even just something as just like keeping a to-do list or something like that, or planning your days out, is so important. And I think that's definitely true if you're studying as well. Doing revision, like keep yourself organised, and it will honestly make you feel so much better.
I agree. Excellent. Okay, this is my final question. What would you tell your younger self if you had the opportunity?
I would say don't stress out about things, one, you can't control, but also that like you don't know what you want to do, because it is something you can't necessarily control. I feel like I'm a firm believer that everything kind of happens for a reason and it will all work out in the end. But yeah, like me deciding that I didn't want to go to university at the time, that was such a stressful thing, because you see everyone around you doing it, and I think you just got to remember that you're going at your own pace. Like it doesn't matter what everyone else is doing. So I saw all my friends going to university and I was like, oh my God, like, is this the wrong decision? Should I do this? And obviously I found this, and now I'm in such a better position. And I know my friends at university who aren't actually really enjoying themselves. And I'm like, that could have been, like, I'm so glad that I was like brave enough to make that decision. So I'd say, yeah, definitely. There's a few more rules in there. Can't remember what I said now.
Actually, I think what you just said about being brave enough, I think that's a really, really good comment, because making that type of decision, having to communicate that with your parents and your peers, that's scary. And you've made the right decision for you, and I think that's
100%. And I think always go with your gut. Deep down, you know what's best for you, and it doesn't matter what everyone else is doing. It's about what you want to do, because at the end of the day, it's your life, it's your future. So
Ella, that's absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for spending time with me. I really appreciate it. And I can already tell that the internet quality is much better than we did it before, so that's good. So it's really nice speaking to you, and I'll see you soon.